Becoming undefeated starts with the courage to chase your dreams, regardless of what life throws at you. The Closers Club, hosted by T-Rob, brings you the highest performers in the world to share their success strategies and how to turn leads into deals. Now, let's get to the show.
For real, I'd have took a bullet for him. 100%. I'd have took a bullet for him. Like, absolutely. No doubt in my mind, bro. And he has this, like, gift, like, this way of keeping you kind of, like, married to, like, his vision and what he's doing, despite the fact, like, you see these little red flags that pop up occasionally. But he has a way of just, like, finessing people, bro, that keeps them kind of bought into what he's doing. Like, that's his gift, man. He's got the gift of finesse. But the longer I stuck around, the more I started to see the truth. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you came on board with Jay, I had just stepped up to my VP position. And I think it was, like, right before you linked with him that I stepped in that position. And once I was in that position, bro, it was so apparent, like, why the company was doing as bad as it was, like, why there was no organization, why there was no structure, why things were just running amok like they were. And it's because he wanted to have his hand in everything, bro. Like, he doesn't trust his employees. He doesn't really give a shit about them, you know, unless they're doing, like, exactly to a T what he wants. And even then, there's always something you should be doing different, or always something you should be doing better, or whatever the case might be. But one of the reasons I left is because my lawyer told me to leave, because I got my paycheck stubs and all that shit at the end of the year for taxes. And when I got them, I didn't hardly do any work for Tulsa Real Estate Fund, like, at all. Like, you know, I was hired for Jay Morrison Academy. But when I got my paycheck stubs in, and I didn't even know this, I had, like, was it over 70 or 40,000 something dollars? I don't remember. It was a good amount of money that was paid to me through the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and I was hired to work for Jay Morrison Academy.
Wow.
So what he does, he takes the money from his fund and he pays his other businesses.
So you were getting paid by Tulsa Real Estate Fund?
Yeah, and like...
So you working for the Jay Morrison Academy, but getting paid by the Tulsa Real Estate Fund?
Pretty much. And then, like, there was a lot of employees that were that way, and you know, they may do 10 or 15% work for Treff, but the vast majority of all the work they do, because at least when I was there, because that's the only time I can speak about is when I was there, the vast majority of them were not working for Treff. They were working on his other businesses. Now, like, towards the end when I went to leave, he did get, like, a compliance officer and all that other shit. Like, I saw you posted that one from his compliance officer. I don't remember her name for some reason. It's been so long. But, yeah, man, it was rough, bro. It was not good. And, you know, bro, he also, like, towards the end of, like, my time with him, probably, like, the last 2 to 3 months, it became, like, super apparent and clear that, like, he did not give a shit about the customers. He did not give a shit about his investors. Like, all that stuff just became so apparent, so clear. Like, Jay cares about Jay, period. Like, it is Jay over everybody, 100%. And so, like, towards that end, like, one of the things that really started to upset me was watching how he would ride with what's ever going on with the culture.
Exactly.
He would ride the coattail of that to raise money or to sell stuff. And, like, I'm a white dude, bro, and it made me sick. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, man, I don't know. It's just a jumble fucking mess.
What happened, like, just from your perspective with the fucking event, right?
Yeah.
What all did you see that I didn't see?
That's a good question, man. To be honest with you, I don't know the full extent of what happened. I know that there was some stuff that went on between you and EJ and Eugene, and I don't know what happened there.
What was the story? Somebody told you something happened between me and EJ?
No, something happened between, like, so I remember there was that time that, like, you called and you were upset with me and Damien, right? Or not even necessarily upset with us, but just upset. And so we told Jay, like, yo, Tony's upset. Like, what are we going to do about, like, the situation was you were upset about? It's been a while. But I remember we went to Jay and we were like, yo, what are we going to do about this? And then I remember they mentioned something between, I believe it was you and Eugene. So I'm not 100% sure, bro, like, what happened. I just remember that, Jay hit me up and he said that we were pulling out.
Yeah, with Gene, you know, I was asking for the money to be released, right? So Eugene needed money to pay for something. And at the time, I think it was like $60-something thousand inside the Stripe account. And I had just gave Eugene like $50K the week before. I had spent over a total of $100,000. So I was like, I had told Jay, I said, hey, it's time to go into the strike and start paying for these expenses. I said, it doesn't make any sense for me to be now digging in my pocket to pay for event expenses when there's money coming in from the ticket sales that should cover that. I said, that's what that's for. So I think it was like on a Wednesday, I had sent Jay a text telling him that G needed the money. And it was like the next Friday, I had to send him a message like, bro, what the fuck? Because like Gene calls me, he's like, I'm in Baltimore eating breakfast, and he's like grilling me like, hey, man, I can't move like this if you don't have the money ready and this, that, and the third. And that. I'm like, man, you don't get the fuck off my phone. I said, first off, I said, you sit right there with Jay every day. Tell Jay you need the money.
Yeah, and I remember, too, I do remember specifically that after, you know how you said that, like, Eugene and Jay conspired together to, like, raise their prices on you and shit? That 1,000% that happened. I know that for a fact.
I know that shit happened, man, because he said on the phone with my attorney, Eugene even mentioned to me that he asked Jay, are you sure? He said, I don't really feel like this is ethical. He said it to me.
Damn.
Like, he told me the shit.
Yeah, no, man. I don't remember all the details of it because it's been so fucking long, but it's a fucking mess, man. What have you thought about, like, I noticed that you posted, like, somebody was mentioning about getting, like, all the TREF investors to go down. Are you considering doing that?
I am.
I think you should do it, man, because none of these people are going to see their money back, 100%. So, like, all their real estate, and one of the reasons they're never going to see their money back is because when you have a real estate fund, you got to have people in these executive positions who really know what the fuck they're doing, like a chief real estate officer and all these people. And Jay's executive team cycles every fucking couple of weeks, like literally, man, like every few weeks, every few months, like his executive team is cycling out. I saw so many people come and go when I was there that it was insane. Glad to see you're doing good, though, bro. I just wanted to, I sent you that message, man. I just wanted to connect with you and just let you know, man, that on my end, I apologize for having to be in the middle of that shit. And
bro, I'm talking about like cutting off my fucking domains, like literal sabotage.
Yep. No, I feel you, man.
So from your perspective, was that you that cut off the domain? Was that Jay that cut off the domain? What was that?
I mean, I cut the domain off, but I was instructed to cut the domain off.
What else happened behind the scenes with all this shit that I didn't know about that you remember?
Let me think. I know EJ played a big part in it. I think ever since she went to that, she said that she sat down with you for like breakfast or brunch or lunch or something.
Yeah.
At one point. And she said like after that, she just didn't have good vibes and really wanted Jay to pull away. So I know that she was like heavily involved in the whole thing. And so, like, and I remember she was telling me, like, and she was going around to all the employees, too, because she came to me and, you know, was basically telling me, like, how she was feeling and all this other stuff and kind of just spreading word throughout the company. And she didn't feel like Jay should be doing this. And that was way prior to you guys actually splitting. I mean, outside of all that, man, I really don't know. Like, Jay kind of keeps all this shit to himself, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the people that work for him don't really know what he's got going on. He stays very, very private. That's about all I remember was he did like a company call, said that we were pulling out the event. This was a day or two after like the last time we talked, or like we went through the Stripe account with the advertisers or something. I don't remember 100%. But after that, basically, we turned the domain off. We're told to cease contact with you. And then that was it. I really never heard anything else outside of that.
You know he's never released the funds from the event, right?
At all? Like none of them?
He's never released a single dollar to me since the event.
Not even like the amount that they said?
Bro, he's never released $1.
I didn't know that. I thought they at least gave you what they put down on that reconciliation.
They haven't sent me a fucking dollar. There has been zero attempt to make right by me with the money. I'm talking about even the money I paid them as speakers. They never even...
They didn't even get that back?
No.
That's crazy, bro. And, like, I know that they've got to be hurting, bro. Like, they've got to be hurting. Like, I don't know what their financial standpoint is personally, but I know from a business perspective that the fund wasn't doing too great. I know the Legacy Center wasn't doing too great. Jay Morrison Academy was doing okay, but it was, like, so up and down. And one of the biggest reasons was that Jay was trying to run everything. Like, he was trying to dictate every single thing. Like, he was trying to tell me how to set up nurture sequences and shit when he don't have a clue how that stuff is even set up. And so, like, he would cycle through so many people, or he would, the organizational chart, the hierarchy of the organization, he would restructure that like every week or two fucking weeks. And no one could ever get work done because no one knew their role. No one knew their responsibilities. literally everyone in the company just kind of sat and waited for Jay to tell them what to do. And so I think, like, you know, he had like high staff costs, and he was just like bleeding fucking money because he's inefficient. Like, he doesn't know how to run an organization. And so, like, he was just bleeding this money out of the organization. And I don't know what their financial situation is, but
when you were there,
I don't think it's great.
When you were there, like, how much money were you guys making just from the course side, like the JMA Academy monthly?
Oh shit, monthly? I mean, anywhere between 200 to 400,000, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Was that prior to you joining, or was that once you joined in?
So when I took over in November and was actually given like leadership, I was then kind of privy to all the information. Before that, I think they were doing like 100 and something per month. Once I stepped up, I think it was October when you and Jay linked up, I had a feeling that 100K Club Conference wasn't going to happen. I'm just being real with you. Because of all the stuff that was going on with EJ, all the stuff that was going on with Jay, like, I know they were back and forth on it and everything else. So I went and hired in like 3-4 days, bro, because we had diverted a lot of our marketing efforts to the 100K Club Conference. And so what I did, because I had a feeling it wasn't going to work out, was I went and I hired like 6 or 7 salespeople to start calling like on all of our contacts and stuff like that, to kind of just pick up sales. So that way our digital sales wouldn't take too much of a dip for the month, and like we couldn't cover payroll or some shit, or have to dip into savings and cover payroll. So I did that, and they came in and did really good and helped us sustain for October. I think we did like 200 and something. And then in November, we launched our Black Friday campaign. And that was like the first campaign I actually got to launch that that Jay gave me full control over. And then that was the month like that we had our best month since I had been with him. And then moving into December, we had one of our best months. Moving into January, I created the New Year, New Legacy campaign, that funnel. And they still have that funnel running because all the other funnels they try to create, I don't know if they're not working for them or what, but they're still using the shit that I built for them to make money. And I had to fight Jay every fucking month for my bonus check. And I was supposed to be getting a bonus from like day one when I came into the company. And I didn't see a bonus check until I was like 6 or 7 months in. And I walked away from the agency I was running, the clients that I had, and all this other shit because Jay sold me this fucking dream of working with him and how much potential that was there. And I mean, there is a lot of potential there. Like, you know, he has a massive following, like all that stuff. But you can't work with him. Like, if he ever wants to succeed, the best thing he could do is step down and put someone in place to run his company, and he just stays the fuck out of it. But that'll never happen. So what did he tell you is the reason he was backing out?
He had told me some shit like you and Damien basically said I had disrespected you guys and talked to y'all crazy or some shit. Like Tony was irate and, you know, cursing us out. And
that he said that's why he pulled out?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't believe that. I think it was definitely to do with, like, whatever that situation was with EJ and Eugene, bro. Whatever was going on with that.
Listen, Chaz and Shayla told me that they were told that Jay, you know, at that point, like, we weren't even in the black to cover the 100K giveaway.
Yep.
And Chaz and Shayla had made a comment that they couldn't afford to lose $50,000 right now.
During that time period, there may be some truth to that. But at the same time, I don't know if that's what Jay felt. Because, you know, even when we started doing the conference, like we told you, like, we're going to see the bulk of ticket sales come the last, like, week or week and a half, 2 weeks into it. And so we knew that once that time period hit, the shit was going to blow up. But I could see that potentially being a concern during that time because I don't think that they were doing too hot. And again, I'm just trying to go off of memory, but I'm pretty sure at that time they weren't doing too hot.
Yeah, because I remember damn Donnie G said he wasn't getting his money either.
Yeah, it don't surprise me.
In addition to that, Donnie G said that Jay, when they were traveling, Jay was using his travel benefits as how he slept.
Yeah, I know this too. So like, Donnie G told me that like when they would like ride and shit together, like even on his birthday, so like Jay would smoke all the time, right? And he would like never offer it. Donnie G said he would never offer it to him. And he's like, on his birthday, I think he told me it was Donnie G's birthday, and somebody was with him. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was with him. And Donnie G would like roll all this shit and stuff for him. And Jay would like never let him hit it. And like on his birthday, Jay smoked it down to he had like a roach. And then the guy with him was like, yo, you ain't gonna let your boy smoke? And he gave Donnie G the roach and was like, happy birthday or some shit. Or at least that's what Donnie G told me.
Yeah, Donnie G told me that same story.
But yeah, man, He's a fucking trip, man. I just don't understand him. And I kept telling myself, oh, he'll change. And you'll have, like, these talks with him. Like, I probably had 2 or 3 talks with him where I broke down, and I was like, man, I can't keep doing this, man. Like, I'm living, breathing, shitting, and eating JMA. Like, my whole fucking life is dedicated to it. And I'm having to fight for every bonus check. I'm having to fight to do what I know is going to work for the organization. I'm having to fight against, like, there were times where I remember during, like, the corner class, they built out, like, a new JMA website where essentially when I went in and looked at it, this is when I first came on board. When I went in and looked at it, I saw, like, if people signed up for it, it wasn't going to work. Like, it wasn't going to give them their credentials. It still had, like, placeholder, lorem ipsum fucking text on the website. And, like, Jay was trying to launch that shit. And so I went to Art. His brother, Art, was helping kind of run the company at that time when I first came on board. And I told him, I was like, yo, we cannot launch this. And I remember Art telling me he told Jay about it. And Jay was just like super, super unhappy. Like Jay would be willing to launch something knowing that the people would not get whatever he was launching would not meet their expectations. And as someone who like really takes pride in like what they do digitally, like I just wasn't cool with that. And so I know we bumped heads a lot in terms of like what we should launch, what we shouldn't launch, how we should launch it, how we should build it. Like we were always kind of bumping heads, but it was always at the end of the day, we'd have to do it the way Jay wanted us to do it, man. It was stressful. That was the most stressed out time during my life. I left, so I had like hardly any money because my savings had been depleted. Because once I started working for Jay, I started making way less than I was making when I was working for myself. Not only was I making less, I was working 3 to 4 times as hard to try to make him happy, meet his expectations. And then like, once I quit, bro, like my bank account dropped down to like, I had like $1,200, man. Rent was due. COVID just fucking hit. Like, I was freaking the fuck out. But leaving him was the best thing I ever did, bro, because, like, I went from that to now I'm bringing in, like, 30 to 40K per month doing my digital shit. And so leaving him was, like, so much better for my life, man. I'm making more money. I'm fucking stress-free. Like, I do what I want. So I'm just glad to be away from him, man. But somebody needs to do something for real. Like, his ass needs to be canceled, like 100%, because he's taking advantage of people. He's taking advantage of the culture, and he'll use anything he can to get himself out there and to put his name out there, man. And I don't know how he's existed this long, honestly. Like, I don't see how he doesn't have a class action lawsuit from all his employees that have worked there because of how many people he's fucked over. But, like, everybody that's worked with him has had issues. I can't point to one person, bro. I can't point to a single fucking person that worked with him and is no longer working with him and has anything good to say.
I need the shit that the people need to see. I need the documents and shit.
I got something for you. How about they're so technically illiterate? I haven't checked it in the past couple of weeks, but they still got me as the owner on all the social media accounts. Like, I could, Donnie G just hit me up and said, how you feel about being on Tony's Facebook page? It's great. Man, I had like 7 people hit me up this morning in my DMs asking if they should invest in Trev, and they all have like 1 follower and stuff. They're asking like, yo, what happened? I feel like it's Jay's people trying to dig information.
I mean, it's a lot of people that just really want to know what the fuck is going on too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that's like really like, hey man, what the fuck is happening right now?
No, I feel you. I just be getting sketchy when I see they got 1 follower.
Mm-hmm.
They almost say like the exact same shit. Hey, I was thinking about investing in Trev. What happened? Should I invest? And they all say like the same messages just about to.
So you got the owner account of what?
Jay's personal Facebook page and Instagram, but definitely his personal Facebook page, unless they took me off of it. I ain't even got Facebook downloaded, bro. I don't even use that shit no more. But shit, I'll download it and see if I got it. Fuck, we can post some shit up on that bitch if you want, bro. Like, I asked them to take me off like 1,000 times after I left, and none of them know how. So last time I had Facebook downloaded, I was getting all Jay's notifications and fucking everything. And there's so many people that hit him up, like basically say he's a scam or like give me my money back, all this other shit, bro. And he just blocked because he started me off at a certain salary, and then after 30 days, it was going to go up such and such. And then I even had to fight for that.
So what happened with the bonus?
He just never fucking gave it, man. Like, when I came on board, he promised me. He was like, bro, I'm going to make you a fucking millionaire in the next 12 or 24 months or some shit like that. But just rock with me, man. Like, Give it your all. I'm going to make you a fucking millionaire. And so, like, we had this bonus structure that was going to be put in place where I got, like, a rev share percentage over what we generated for the month, digitally, all that good shit. And probably 7 months went by, and I finally started to see my bonuses. And when we sat down for him to work out the bonus structure, which was supposed to be worked out, you know, when I first came on board, when he finally worked it out, he literally broke down to me in the office what it should be, showed me example math, and then was like, yo, if we do this, you could make this. And then, like, the next month, you know, we did very well. And so I came to him, and I was like, yo, based off of exactly what you fucking said, this is what I should be getting. And he was like, oh, no. I didn't mean that. You misunderstood me. This is what I meant. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, you did the math in front of me. Like, I'm using your math that you did to calculate what my bonus should be. And now because we had such a good month, you're telling me, oh, the math is wrong and I'm supposed to get less. And it's like, he wanted to beat me up over a $9,000 bonus check. Fuck, man, we just made over $400,000 for the month. And every month after that, it was like 3 months after that, every month I had to fight for my bonus. Not only did I have to fight for my bonus structure changed every month. He don't like paying people out, period. Tony, his graphic designer, you remember Tony, right?
Yeah.
Tony Lewis. So he works for me now. He don't even work with Jay no more.
Tell Tony to hit me up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I like his fucking graphic.
Yeah, man. I got him with me full time now, bro. He rocks me heavy, bro. Like, I love him to death. He literally woke up and his paycheck was half with no explanation, with no warning, no nothing. He got paid and it was half. And no one told him why. No one could tell him why. The payroll lady just told him, oh, Jay told me to do it. And then Jay never even explained to him why. So he quit.
That dude dirty with money, man.
Yep. And see, I thought, like, whatever happened between, like, I don't know, the way they made it sound, it was like that you and EJ had some bad blood at one point, too. Nope. I don't know over what, but just the way they kind of, like, propped it up, man, it was always like, I know EJ fucking hated you, man. Like, she fucking hated you. She hated you from the very beginning.
Yeah, because she wanted her husband to be what I am. Respected and loved by the culture, the people.
Yep, I love what you're doing. I'll let you go, man, and do your thing, but you got my number, bro. Just hit me up if you ever want to talk about the shit or gonna fucking pay off, man. And then, like, the Legacy Center, that was a terrible investment. Like, they bought this building. Number one, it's next to a railroad track, right? And so, like, he told me one of the issues with that is there's no such thing as, like, railroad insurance or some shit. I don't know how all this real estate shit works, but he said there's no such thing as, like, insurance that'll cover that shit. So nobody would, like, loan him money on the property. Nobody would do shit, man, for that property. And he customized it to fit what he needs. And, like, he seriously thought that he was going to launch that Legacy Center and get a shitload of people in there for co-working. When, man, if you just look at the market, like, it's in East Point, bro. Like, that's just not the place for a co-working community. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why there were no co-working communities there, because the market for it wasn't there. Man, he built that fucking house just so him and EJ could stunt. Oh, well, I'm out of that shit now, so my life is much more stress-free.
And he get you on my fucking IG Live.
On your IG Live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I might do it. Shit, man. But yeah, bro, I'll check that Facebook shit out and let you know, man. And like I said, you got my number, so just hit me up.
Thanks for listening to The Closers Club, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review if you love the show. For more, follow T-Rob on Instagram at TRob56.